You ever just watch a dog bolt across a park and think, wow, how do they do that? Well, our dogs are so much more than just our best friends. A lot of them are basically elite athletes, born with these incredible physical gifts. So today, we're going to break down two of their most amazing talents. So let's get right into it. We're going to put two amazing skills head to head: pure, mind blowing speed versus raw, incredible strength. We're going to look at the absolute champions in each category and figure out what really makes them tick. First up, let's talk about speed. And I mean real speed. We're about to meet the fastest sprinters in the entire canine world. The dogs that are truly in a class all their own when it comes to just going fast. Okay, so when you think fast dog, what's the first breed that pops into your head? For almost everyone, it's the Greyhound, and for good reason. This is the undisputed champion, one of the fastest dogs on the entire planet. So how fast are we talking? A Greyhound can hit a top speed of 45 miles per hour. I mean, think about that for a second. That's literally faster than the speed limit on a lot of city streets. It's just unbelievable. And you know, it all comes down to their design. Their whole body is basically a perfect speed machine. They've got this super streamlined frame that just slices through the air, these long, powerful legs that work like pistons, and they can accelerate, well, almost instantly. It's truly a sight to see. All right, next up, we have the Saluki. You might hear it called the Persian Greyhound, and it is another absolute top-tier sprinter. But what makes the Saluki special is its combination of grace and, maybe most importantly, its incredible endurance. And what about its speed? Well, it can hit anywhere from 40 to 45 miles per hour, which puts it right up there in that same elite club as the Greyhound. But here's the kicker. The Saluki isn't just about a quick burst. It's built to keep up that amazing pace over long distances. So just like the Greyhound, the Saluki has that lean body and those long legs, but it's uniquely built for endurance. I mean, these dogs were bred to hunt gazelles across huge desert landscapes, so it's no wonder they're absolute superstars in dog sports that need both speed and stamina. And now for a dog that, well, it might just surprise you. You look at the Afghan Hound and you see this stunning, regal, almost aristocratic dog, but it's also a seriously formidable runner. Yeah, don't let that gorgeous, flowing coat fool you for a second. This dog can really move. The Afghan Hound can reach speeds up to 40 miles per hour. It's proof that elegance and pure velocity can absolutely go hand in hand. It really is a crazy combination of features, right? That long, beautiful coat is their signature look, but it actually had a purpose. It protected them from the harsh climates in the mountains where they used to hunt. And underneath all that hair is a slender, agile body that allows for these unbelievably swift and graceful movements. So we're throwing around these incredible numbers, 45 miles per hour, 40 miles per hour, which naturally leads to the question, how in the world do we actually know this? It's not like you can just stand there with a stopwatch. Well, we get this data from a few key places. A lot of it comes from organized racing events, especially for greyhounds. Those races give us a ton of really valuable data. Then you've got actual scientific studies where researchers use high-tech stuff like radar guns and high-speed cameras to get super precise measurements. And of course, there are just everyday observations from owners, which, aren't as exact, but they still give us some pretty useful insights. All right, we've met the sprinters. Now we're going to make a pretty sharp turn. Let's shift gears from the racetrack to to the bite. We're moving from pure speed to pure, raw strength. But before we meet the champions of strength, we need to know how we measure it. It's all calculated in something called pounds per square inch, or PSI for short. Basically, that number tells us exactly how much pressure a dog can apply when it bites down. So keep that term, PSI, in your head. Okay, time to meet the heavyweight champion. This is the Kangal. It's a massive, powerful breed from Turkey, where it has had a very, very important job for centuries. And here is the number you've been waiting for. The Kangal has a bite force of about 743 psi. I'm just going to say that again, 743. That is a truly astonishing amount of power, putting it right at the top as one of the most powerful biters in the entire dog world. And really, its history explains its strength. Kangals were bred for one primary reason: to be guardians. They protected livestock from huge predators like wolves and bears. So that job required an immense amount of power, and you can see that reflected in their incredible bite force. Now, to really understand the Kangal's power, just look at this comparison. A Rottweiler, a dog famous for being strong, has a bite force around 328 psi. A German Shepherd, known for all kinds of tough jobs, comes in at about 238 psi. The Kangal? It isn't just a little bit stronger, it's more than double the Rottweiler. It is absolutely in a class of its own. So just like with speed, you're probably wondering, how on earth do scientists measure something like bite force safely and accurately? Let's take a quick look at how they do it. The process is pretty scientific and carefully controlled. Researchers use this special piece of equipment called a bite force meter. In a calm setting, they place the device between the dog's teeth and then encourage them to bite down on it. The gauge then measures that pressure, and bam, you get an accurate reading in PSI. Okay, so we've looked at incredible speed and just staggering strength. Both are amazing physical traits, developed for very specific jobs. But now we get to what is, by far, the most important point of this whole explainer. These numbers, these stats, they are not a measure of a dog's character. And I really want to leave you with this exact quote from our source because it is absolutely crucial to understand. A dog's physical abilities, whether it's speed or bite force, they don't define its personality. Things like good training, proper socialization, and above all else, responsible ownership, that is what truly shapes how a dog behaves. So we've explored the science behind these amazing canine athletes. We know what makes them so fast, we know what makes them so strong, but as we finish up, it kind of leaves us with a bigger question to think about. Beyond all the stats and measurements, what is it that truly makes our dogs so amazing to us?